Hey guys, and girls, and everyone in between. How's it going? Welcome to the next update for this art course. So today went well. Today was good. Today was not bad. Continuing my crusade on trying to learn how to draw people. And don't worry, there will be a mixture of stuff coming down the road as well. But I love drawing characters, and human anatomy is something that I really want to get decent-ish at. um, the image on the screen right now is not a good example of that. Mr. and Mrs. Stiff, as I would call them. Um, yeah, very stiff, no movement. I was trying to go for like a loving embrace kind of thing. Like it's fine. It's just not good. Yeah. Like the more I look at it, like even down to the her right leg, the knees facing out towards him, but her foot's facing to the right, which anatomically wouldn't happen because if you shift the heel, it shifts the kneecap, which shifts the hip. Anyway, let's not poke holes too much in it. This was not the best one, but it was the warm up image, so it's not that bad. Considering that. Next, trying to get more movement into poses, trying to be a bit more dynamic. The pose on the left, again, kind of jumping up, doing like a Superman punch. The pose on the right is just going back to that generic standing pose, but trying to get a little bit more of an interesting pose out of it. Um, it's easy to go and do a bunch of poses that are dynamic and full of movement, but it's also fun to go back and do a very regimented and stiff pose and try and add a little bit of motion into it, which is what I was trying to do on the right. It kind of went a little bit okay. Again, doing adding necks and heads, it helps an awful lot. Because if you put your hand over where the head is and you just have the body and the legs, you can pretty much all the movement just goes out of it. The one on the left is I think turned out pretty well. I don't have much issues with it. The shoulder up to the neck, is it's all too close together a little bit. Um, I could have definitely done with defining the neck a bit better. Also defining the where the collarbone is, and the upper pec on the right is too big. The right arm I didn't even bother to do. Also, the wrist is looking janky, and his forearms are so long. So it needs work. Is what I'm trying to say. um, it definitely needs some work. Um, Next one. This one's not too bad. It's again, she's very stiff. There's no definition on when the waist hits the stomach and the legs. I did try adding in a face, which it didn't come out too badly. It's not great. Um, yeah, it's okay. My idea for this one was it was a ballerina doing leg extensions at the bar, um, but it's fine. It's it's missing a lot of anatomical subtleties, which are what make it drawing good. Like this doesn't feel to me like a. It feels to me like a very stiff doll. Like you crank up the leg and it holds the leg out, but it's not. There's no fluidity to this pose. Um, and I'm not defining the collarbone or anything particularly well. Um, this one, I was messing around with making a logo, an ant head, um, and then again just having a guy holding a stick. Uh, I draw this pose a lot, um, too much one would say, but I just feel that like you need to practice a set amount of base poses alongside dynamic poses, um, to really get good at it. Especially if you want to do like character lineups. Um, a lot of concept art follows characters with they look straight ahead, they look from the front, from the left, from the right, from slight angle, and then you maybe have a dynamic shot off to the right of them moving or doing something. So it's important to get kind of the base 4 poses, i.e. straight ahead, to the side, to the rear, and then angled right and left, down, and to keep practicing them as quite consistently. But this is all right. It's not great. And then I moved on to this one. I've written on this one time to start heads and hands, and I have to agree. I do need to start definitely with heads. Hands are something that are gonna take a long time. They're so difficult. I think the people who can draw hands straight off the bat and well, I just it's the most impressive artistic skill to draw a set of good hands. This one I like. It was a basic scene, 2 guys having a conversation, and a woman just sitting down in between. I think it came out well. I like her left leg is meant to be disappearing off a little bit at an angle. And overall, I think, it came out well. I definitely need to start learning more detail to start putting into things. I think I'm starting to get to the stage where I kind of have this kind of basic posable dummy down, and what's really kind of missing now is the broader details. More definition on the hips, more definition on the knees, obviously the stomach, the upper body, anything to do with heads. And there's still mistakes and still refining that needs to be done, and I'll be continuously refining this for a very long time to come. But I think it's at a point now where I can allow myself to add a little bit more detail than what I'm doing. And of course, I like to show things that don't go so well. These were a disaster. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about those. They were not good. This one I was quite happy with. I had an image of a guy and a woman fighting, and the woman just jumps up and kicks him in the head, Street Fighter style. And I think this came out well. I think the thing that kind of leads to it being even slightly effective is the fact that he has a head, and having a head kind of rocking back a little bit is so important. You remove that and it wouldn't look good at all. There's still issues with it, but I kind of like the dynamic between the two characters. And I am trying to learn a little bit more of the, as you can see from the back, where the shoulder blades are, the lower spine, how kind of when the head rolls back, what way it would be looking in the position of it. And for her, kind of, because she's kind of coming forward with her upper body's kind of collapsing down on her lower stomach and kicking up, and bringing the arms down, trying to get a little bit of a dynamic. She's really kind of jumped up into it. I think it came out decently. Decently overall. And then lastly is going back to the Pentel pocket brush pen and drawing a character to kind of end the day. And yeah, I just had this idea of a nomadic guy, kind of like he's in Dune or something similar, maybe Fallout, and he's just kind of wandering through this wasteland with a cloak and trousers and a funky mask, and that's about as far as I got. But yeah, it was a nice, quick little. I think I spent maybe 6-7 minutes on it, just trying to kind of have a little bit of a relaxing, fun time rather than trying to worry about being too precise. But that's kind of my update for today. Another solid 3 hours of pumping out characters and anatomical poses. A solid hour of going over the basics, as usual. And that's been pretty much the lot for today. Thank you all very much for watching again. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any criticisms or just want to say hello. And yeah, have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.